Howdy, it's your favorite league member. It's the DCs. I know everyone wants to hear from me. They are anxious to hear what the DCs have to say. And we have a lot. And what is easily known as the greatest season this Dynasty League has ever seen. Everyone's been talking about how awesome this season has been across the league. Ratings are up, revenue is up. Probably has a lot to do with who is in the driver's seat, who has been in the driver's seat the last several weeks. And that's us. That's the Dynasty Champions. The Dynasty Champions just, what can't you say? I mean, it's been an incredible season. First place locked up the number one seed. Just an amazing group of players, amazing owner, amazing coach, amazing GM. Just an amazing franchise overall. Couldn't be prouder of the group, and I think this season just kind of shows the previous 10, 11 seasons, whatever it's been, have kind of been an anomaly. And this is kind of the start and of what's been expected of the DCs this whole time. If this is season one of the rest of the Dynasty League, I can't wait to see what the next 30 to 40 years have to offer. I think 11 wins is probably our floor, to be honest with you, and we'll soon be talking about how we are double, triple the championships the Beasts have. So it's just been incredible. I've had a lot of fun with it. The roster construction's just really well done, and kind of want to use this opportunity to give advice to everyone else in the league too about what you can do to be as good as us. And not go into too much detail. We were thinking we could be profitable in the meantime too. So the Dynasty Champions, we have a discount going on where for $150 you can talk to us for 20 minutes. And in that 20 minutes you get some groundbreaking advice as to what you can do to achieve an 11-win championship season, and could probably go a long way in helping your roster. So let us know if you're interested. Usually our rates are much higher. We are in high demand. So if you're looking for this advice, just contact our office administrator, and we'll be in touch. So before we get into kind of the state of the union of the rest of the league and kind of say where the rest of the teams are at, just want to talk about the Dynasty Champions. I think what makes us proud of the season is, some people might speak to, they didn't score as many points as the Mon Dynasty, or they don't have a lot of points against. Well, here's the deal. We take pride in wanting our opponents to score 150 plus. Like I think what makes the Dynasty Champions unique is we have a group of players that don't put up a lot of duds. The ceiling may not be the highest. We don't have an Amon-Ra per se, or a Jahmyr Gibbs that could get you 40 points or break the high score for the season. But we have Cortland Suttons, we have DK Metcalfs, we have DeAndre Swifts that will consistently get you kind of that floor of 10 to 12, and it's just consistent. It's consistent production across all positions. Jordan Love and CJ Stroud, are they Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes? No. But they will put up a high number of points on their bad weeks. And maybe every player out there has one bad week, but we'll take the 10 to 12 points per week over the 5 points and then 25 points in the following week. We like the consistency. We like the we'll take the I don't know, you could call it a conservative approach, but I think there's an element to knowing that a player's going to put up double-digit points every week. And I think our depth has really been a bright light. Suffered, as all teams do. All teams suffer injuries, but I think we've been able to handle it really well, losing Hampton and James Conner at the running back position. We lost CJ for a little bit. Jaden Reed went out. Ricky Pearsall's out. Brenton Strange's out. We've big fans of Brenton. So just at all positions, suffered through injuries, but we had the depth. We had the depth to just plug players in, and players stepped up. The roster decisions have been fantastic. Shout out to the coach of the DCs. Shout out to the owner, the GM. That's me on all the above. So way to go. Just a fun season overall. And it's nice that all the hard work over the past, I don't know, what is this, our 12th season, has finally paid off. And I know everyone's enjoyed the text recently in the Discord about how great the DCs are doing too. So that's kind of a bit of a state of where the DCs are. We're looking forward to the playoffs. We know we got to play the weeks out, but it's basically we know the Beast will be handing us the trophy over in short notice here, just a few weeks. We got the place ready to celebrate. The DC Brewski is ready. It's rocking and rolling. Just really looking forward to seeing our name on the coveted trophy. But let's talk about the rest of y'all. We don't want to take spotlight the whole time here, and I know you guys like hearing about the Dynasty champions, but let's talk about you guys too. Where should we start? How about our opponent this week? The lovable Get Eliminated. Wow, great effort this week, man. You made it a close one. We were really worried you'd beat us. Not that it mattered if we won or lost. We got the number 1 seed no matter what, but you're like, man, it'd be nice to get to 11 wins. Should we have been worried? Well, it turns out, no, not at all. I mean, you can't even get to 100 points. I mean, we're like a Ladd McConkey fumble away from you not even getting 100, which is not surprising to us. I think, we mentioned, we'd offer advice to everyone in the league about what you can do to accomplish an 11-win season, the number 1 seed. Austin, here's the deal. I think more effort needs to be put into the off season. I think we saw that you lacked the dedication, the time required, and the sheer quantity and quality of trade offers. If you so choose to go that route, you really need to take a hard look at that. It doesn't seem like you really put in much effort at all, given the way these results worked out for you. The trades you did make just haven't panned out. So I think you really need to step it up, Austin. Maybe look to double the trade offers you are making, double the time you are putting into this league, double the amount of ChatGPT research you're doing to come up with the over-under win totals because we almost doubled what supposedly you or ChatGPT or whatever the heck source you used for the DCs on 6.5. I mean, holy cow. I mean, we may as well gone. We were basically 14-0. You just look at it that way. But Austin, yeah, I mean, yeah, just if you don't plan to get better, then this league might need to look elsewhere. As to a suitable replacement that knows anything about the NFL. That's our advice to you, Austin. Might as well stick with the Austins. Mr. Dwyer. Wow. I think your text said it best. 4 7th place finishes in the last 5 years. The advice to you, Mr. Dwyer, is you just need to be better. Just get better. You gotta, the good teams just figure it out. They dig deep, when it matters most, and you weren't able to dig yourself out of a hole that you put yourself in. Your season has kind of gone the opposite of Mr. Yunt. So you finished the season strong. We'll give you props for that, but keep your players healthy. If you had Joe Burrow all season, that may have helped. So you might need to look at your trainers, and if not, you could probably say that Joe Burrow at this point has been a bit of a liability with the amount of games he's missed, and so you might want to consider trading him to the DCs. That may not be a bad idea. Let us know. We'll offer you a similar package for Burrow as we offered you for Justin Jefferson. If you want to consider that. We brought up Mr. Yunt. Let's talk about Mr. Yunt. Patrick. What a disappointing end to the season. I mean, it seems like in your mind you thought you had it wrapped up midway through the season and looking hot, but down the stretch, we know it's the holiday season. Mr. Yunt, you have triplets. For all we know, you had another set of triplets. That would truly be a bummer to have sex 2 times and end up with 6 kids. I don't know what's occupying your time, but for during Thanksgiving and Christmas, it clearly hasn't been focused on fantasy football. You might be dealing with 6 kids. We know you're at least dealing with 3, but wow, yeah. Maybe next season. We know you made the playoffs. We know you're capable, but yeah, get that quarterback situation figured out. Oh man. Saquon, big run for a touchdown. Finally. Big one for AB. Put the Eagles ahead. But yeah, that's our advice to you. Patrick. Maybe don't try for 3 sets of triplets, assuming you actually have 6 kids at the moment. Alex, the Green Machine, who earlier in the day we were going to talk about being bye week buddies, but that is no longer going to happen. But you know what? This was preventable, Green Machine. This was preventable if you would have managed an extra win during the regular season. If you were as good as the Dynasty champions were, like us, you could have figured it out. Maybe that would have been not trading for Justin Jefferson. Who knows? Maybe that could have been the answer. I don't know, Alex. We were looking forward to seeing you in the championship, possibly as like a 1 versus 2 seed. But I'm not sure how the bracket shakes out to where if we'd have to play in the semis or the finals. But just know that if we do play each other in the semis, then I apologize. You're just another little bump in the road that we'll have to bulldoze. But Alex, we know your team is capable. I'd be curious to see what the injury of Daniel Jones does with Jonathan Taylor. I don't know. I mean, he's going to get his touches for sure. But I think teams are going to start to stack the box against him. Not that any team had respect for Daniel Jones to begin with, but probably even more so now. I heard a Phillip Rivers rumor that he's going to be working out for the Colts. But we'll see. And a lot of it's probably dependent on your Eagles. I mean, the Eagles, as this game live is showing, they've been an up and down roller coaster all year. You don't know what you're going to get. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see in the playoffs, Green Machine, maybe not. We talked about Daniel Jones. Let's roll right into Rye Bread. Rye Bread with some interesting lineup decisions today. He thinks he's playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers in his mind. But Rye Bread, guess what? You are not what you were. I think the thing with Rye Bread is he's living 10 years ago. He's got like 12 quarterbacks on his roster, thinking he's got all this ammunition to make trades, and people are going to be lining at the door just begging for quarterbacks. It's like, well, guess what, Ryan? You got to worry about your squad first. And the reality is you wouldn't have to make trades getting people like Jerry Jeudy if you would have people on your roster that could actually be plugged in to start the position. We aren't scared at all. We'd say your Achilles heel, no pun intended, is really everything that isn't the quarterback position. We understand you got Josh and Stafford. Cool. But CMC, we'll give you three positions there. We'll give it to you. But man, it seems like every week you've started Roman DJ, and you're really banking on Caleb Williams, which is a tough guy to bank on. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, DJ Moore, I feel like every time I look, has like a catch for 8 yards, and that's his stat line for the day. Rome, he's a bit boomer bust. Malik's out. I just don't. I have no faith in the Rye Bread. I think you're stale. You were stale last year. The bread just continues to rot. I think just due to lack of other good teams in this league, you're lucky to get in. You're sneaking in. This year, I don't know. I have zero faith in the Rye Bread organization. I also look forward to the fines that will be paid as a result of the lineup decisions this week. We'll have to check the rule books to see the actual cost. The actual cost of that. Did Ladd catch the ball? Ladd may have actually caught a ball. Yeah, Ladd caught his first ball. Yeah, so actually that's what's funny too, is this Jackson, JJ, whatever you call him. I guess to this point in the fourth quarter of this game had put up Jackson and Ladd had put up the same amount of points. So I don't know. Again, Ryan thinks he's being fancy, but in reality, Ladd's no better than these people that aren't even on an NFL roster. Rye Bread, you'll have to figure it out. But again, we're happy to offer you advice, Ryan. Just $150 for 20 minutes. We know you could use it. And we know Ryan, probably of all people, will come knocking at the door asking for like a 10 session deal. We can do that. You can do that. Who else we got? Who wants to be next? Who wants advice? How about Cody? Cody, you might need, just based on how the last couple seasons have gone. I don't know, Cody. You might need a lot. What I will say is I'm glad the AJ Brown trade has worked out for you to this point. But man, I don't know, Cody, you've had a rough stretch of trades at times. There are trades that you make that make me question, like, what universe are we in? Because in my mind, just big picture, I'd be curious to pick your brain about what direction you're going in. Is it like, are you competing for this year? Are you competing for future years? And it just seems like maybe the trades kind of flip-flop at times as to, like, okay, is he going for it? Is he not going for it? But I don't know, Cody. I see the fight in your team. I like what you've done the last few weeks. There's potential there. I know you've been inquiring about Jayden Reed. Let's talk again in the off season. We can maybe figure out a deal. We can figure that out. But in the meantime, we'd like you to save your first round picks, any that you plan to trade for the DCs. I don't know. Maybe my offer to you will be like Jayden Reed for 2 first-round picks, and we'll accomplish a trade that way. So keep that one on your radar, please and thanks. Playoffs for you next year. I don't know. Baker will have to be the Baker he was the first half of this season. You need another quarterback. I don't know. We'll see what happens, Cody. Brendan took an interesting approach this year. You know, he's always been super active in off seasons. And this off season he was a little quieter. I think running back. Here's what I say about Brendan. I think the real NFL offseason proved to be the worst for Brendan's team. The Quinshon trade did not work out. Garrett Wilson hurt again. And then after the Quinshon trade, that was at the time where Brian Robinson was still on Washington and had a starting job there, only to not really see the field. Kamara has been super disappointing. Pacheco has been super disappointing. Daniel Jones taking over Anthony Richardson. That was, admittedly, tough to see come. Not that Anthony Richardson has proven to be anything special, but that was tough. I think I'm forgetting others too. Marvin's shown flashes, but he's been hurt. Garrett's been hurt. Still feel like I'm forgetting someone else. But Dak and CD have been fine. I don't think CD's been the CD of the past. Pickens has taken targets in production, but that's been a good offense. CD's been good enough while he's in the lineup, but he suffered injuries too. But I think running back is a bit of a gaping hole at the moment going into next year. I'm not sure if there's a clear sign of running back one potential. So TBD on what the Heroes do there. But yeah, if you want DeAndre Swift back, Brendan, we could talk about that in the offseason. Same price, 2 first-round picks. Same as Jayden Reed. Or you can get Brock Purdy back. we'll give you a discount. Who else wants advice? How about the koalas? Shout out to the koalas for all the team of the weeks this year. They've been well deserved. They're well earned. We take pride in the team of the weeks. We're looking forward to winning another one this year. Jalen Hurts, oh my goodness. Jalen Hurts interception. What a big interception. What a crazy game. There's been so many turnovers in this game. Koalas, yeah, you're could be another Waffle House, whatever punishment we do these days, dealio for you. I think there's reason to be optimistic for the future. AJ Brown, you got to catch that ball, man. Trying to make it in the playoffs in the Richie League, and it's not going to do it. Not going to do it, AJ. Needed an AJ touchdown there. Koalas, yeah, koalas could end up with the number 1 pick. What will they do? I know they've already been paying the big bucks, asking the DCs about what they would do if they had the number 1 pick. Would you take Tyson or Love or a quarterback? What's needed? I think you got some pieces. Herbert's a staple. Ted McMillan looks like the real deal. I know you're high on Woody Marks. There's people in their prime and rookies this year that you can work with. You can rock with them. So that's good news. But man, yeah, I think you probably use a upgrade at every position, at least somewhat. Someone to go with Herbert. I don't know if McCarthy's a playoff caliber quarterback for a dynasty league at this point, and I can't think of another running back that you've had some bad luck with running back with like Benson and Brooks. They might be bust at this point. But shout out to the Koalas for the newsletters each week and the respect given to the DCs that is well deserved. At least someone is acknowledging that. Who we missing? Mun Dynasty. What can we say about you? Honestly, Shinwoo, not that this would ever take place. In the weird universe that the DCs don't win the championship this year, you got our vote. We're cheering for you, Mun. What a crazy season. Almost didn't make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure you're gonna end up the highest scorer of the season. And there was a legit shot you didn't make the playoffs as the highest scorer in our league. That'd have been crazy, but you were persistent. You didn't give up. You kept going. You kept fighting. You kept pushing. Those are characteristics and qualities that the DCs have, and we respect that in a fellow league member. We like the construction of your roster. Drake May has been outstanding this year. You have a lot of... You kind of go against maybe our grade. I think you have a lot of high ceiling players, and that's why you put up a lot of points. each and every week. You've had a tough schedule. Shinwoo, don't really have a lot, really want to give you advice, really want to knock on your team in a joking way, but got nothing. I got nothing. I respect your team. I don't want to see you in the playoffs. I hope you lose first round just for the sake of not having to play you. So good luck. Wish you'd show us a video. Maybe some advice would be, can you create some content for the league? We'd love to hear from you, Shinwoo. Hope you're doing good. Now, let me make sure. Let me make sure I got this right. We've talked about giving advice to the koalas, the island, the heroes, Mr. Yunt, both Austins. Those are the missers of the playoffs. Giving advice to Rybread, Machine, and Munn. So we're left with Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme. Oh my goodness. They talk about like an opposite of the DCs. I think Krispy Kreme is truly the contrarian of a roster construction of the DCs. That, I think you are the definition of a boomer bust. We respect it. But what I feel like, Chris, your team just seems to go like, you're going to score 100 points, you're going to score like 190 points. It's insane. Never know what team is going to come out. And it's very dependent on your Dolphins. I think your team, your Dolphins set the tone of how your week will go. If Tua and Achane put up points, it's probably going to bode well for you. Not that, you have other players that can do it, but they seem to be the tone setters. That's how I view your team anyway. You got a playoff spot. And I know, here's some advice. Here's some advice for you, Chris. I think you need to get league members in the Dynasty League that you're commissioner of to set their lineup on a consistent basis. I've heard rumors that I don't know the team name of Nick's team, but some people have been reaching out about him not setting his lineup. And I think that might squash any excitement there was for the Stash to ever join this league. The Stash is really struggling in his other dynasty league that he's in, run by Commissioner Chris over in a rival league. So Chris, you gotta get your squad together. Chris, if we matched up with you in the playoffs, it would be interesting. I feel confident my team will score 150 come playoffs. If you beat that, great. But I think your team has potential to also put up like 90. Kind of crazy. And then there's the Beasts. Beasts, here's the thing. We're gonna teach you this season what it's truly like to win a championship. We know you don't know anything about it. You might think you have the 10-win season streak that came to an end this year. Well, you got to focus on the present, Beast. You just weren't good enough this year. Supposedly you have the most championships. I think that's even up for debate. I don't know. I don't even know how many of those are real. This season, I think this is the season to really look at, and the DCs came through. We might have to, because of the amount of work that your team needs, we might have to up the price on our rate. It might be $250 for 20 minutes, but we're happy to have that discussion with you. We can talk about Amon-Ra going to the DCs. That would be a start. That would be the number one piece of advice. St. Brown being traded to the DCs. No bias there at all. The DC Brewski and the people that have tried both the Beast 5-time brew. Think that's right. However many time brew. Those who have tried it. And the DC Brewski. The DC Brewski is just a five-star, highly rated in relation to yours. So we can also give you advice on some tasty alcoholic beverages. So let us know. Again, we might have to increase our price for that. That's a separate rate altogether. League, I'll end it here. We are excited for the playoffs to start. All in good fun. Just mostly kidding about most of the video. We think that if we would have done our deep dive in with the DCs this season, it would have taken focus away from our outstanding season. There wouldn't have been as much focus on a week-to-week roster basis. There a lot goes into an 11-win season. But we got it done. And maybe doing a deep dive with the DCs could have cost us a few wins. So yeah, we'll call it there. Looking forward to the playoffs. We'll be drinking our DC Brewskis next week. Just watching what victims will be able to play the DCs and get routed then. But if you can survive another week to do it, then props to you. Until next time, thank you, League.